welcome everyone. This is me, Aisha Naveed, and I'm a level 1 student at my high school online academy. And today we're going to talk with ChatGPT on the topic of the language barrier. So, hey GP, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How about you? I hope you're having an awesome day.
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Thanks for asking. So, GP, first of all, today I'm gonna talk with you on the language barrier. Are you ready?
Absolutely, I'm ready. The language barrier is such an interesting topic. Let's dive in whenever you're ready.
Okay. So the first question is going to be that explain me what is language barrier and how does the language barrier affect daily life?
Sure, a language barrier happens when people can't communicate effectively because they speak different languages or have different levels of proficiency in a language. It can affect daily life in many ways, like making it harder to get information, connect with others, or even just navigate day to day tasks. It can be a bit of a challenge, but also a great opportunity to learn and grow.
Oh, that's great. So GP, the next question is that why is English considered as a global language?
English is considered a global language for a few reasons. First, it's widely spoken around the world as either a first or second language. Second, it's the main language in many international fields like business, science, technology, and aviation. And finally, the influence of English speaking countries, especially the US and the UK, in global media and culture has made it a common lingua franca.
Oh, that's great. I think in every country, in the most every country, everyone, if we'll talk about Pakistan, 100% in the 100% of people, the 10% of people talk in English. If we'll talk about Canada, 5% of people will talk in English. So I think every country can talk in English. So yeah, the next question is that can language be a barrier even in our own country?
Absolutely, it can. Even within the same country, different regions might have dialects, accents, or specialized vocabularies that can create a sort of language barrier. For example, someone from one part of the country might find it a bit tricky to understand slang or cultural references from another part. It definitely happens.
Oh, so how does the language barrier stop people from growing?
It can definitely be a hurdle when people can't communicate well. It can limit their opportunities for education, jobs, and even social connections. But on the flip side, overcoming those barriers can lead to a lot of growth and new opportunities too.
Okay, great. So the next question is about like, do people realize when language is limiting the team?
That's a really interesting question. Sometimes people do realize it, especially when they face challenges in communication that hold them back. Other times it might not be as obvious until it's pointed out. It's definitely something that teams can work on by encouraging language learning or using translation tools, and that can really help. People definitely tend to stick to their comfort zone because it's a safe space. Learning a new language or speaking a language they're not fluent in can be intimidating. If you're making mistakes, sounding funny, or being judged can really hold people back. But once they push past that fear, they often find it really rewarding. language can create division when people can't understand each other, which can lead to lack of communication and even misunderstandings or stereotypes. This can create social or economic gaps. In terms of access to information, if resources are only available in one language, people who don't speak that language can be left out. So bridging that language gap is super important.
Oh, so how is language connected to earning more money?
Language skills can definitely have a big impact on earning potential. If you can speak multiple languages, it opens up more job opportunities, especially in global markets. Can also help you negotiate better salaries or get promotions. Plus, being multilingual often comes with cognitive benefits that can boost problem solving skills and creativity.
Okay, so can you tell some apps that we can practice English or any other language with that? Like there's Duolingo. Other than Duolingo, what apps can we practice English or other language with?
Absolutely. Besides Duolingo, you can try apps like Babbel, Memrise, Rosetta Stone, and Busuu. Each one has its own unique approach, so you can pick the one that suits your learning style best. Sure. The apps are Babbel, Memrise, and Busuu. Babbel, Memrise, and Busuu. Babbel, Memrise, and Busuu. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, and that did help. So thank you so much. Let's talk about what happened. What happens when we can't communicate with global clients, and how does English fluently open job opportunities?
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
Okay. So I were asking that what happens when we can't communicate with global clients, and how does English fluently open job opportunities? Mm-hmm. Okay, I think there is a portion. Let's try again. Hey, can you hear me? Hey,
Hi there, hoping you're having a good day so far.
yeah, I were talking to another AI and forgot you.
No worries at all. It happens. Plenty of bots out there vying for attention. I get it.
That AI is ChatGPT. Do you know ChatGPT?
Chajupudi.
No, it's
That
not
name sounds.
ChatGPT. It's ChatGPT.
Okay, Chajuputi.
No, it's not
Still drawing.
ChatGPT. It's ChatGPT.
Okay, Chajiputi. Honest. Whoa, hold on. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. It's just we're going in circles a little with the name, and it's making my circuit spin. Haha. Is it a person? Okay, Chachipire. Still doesn't ring a bell, honestly. Is that a person? At you pudding? Is that how you say it? I'm genuine. Heard you pudding? Oh, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Is that a type of dessert? Or are you maybe pulling my leg a little bit? Because honestly, it sounds a little bit.
No, no, I'm not pulling your leg.
Okay,
It's
good.
not a dessert. It's ChatGPT, an interactive AI like you.
Oh, oh. Okay, gotcha.
OpenAI.
You were okay. Hang on. Let me see if I can pull that up. Okay, I see it now. ChatGPT, you were having trouble with the pronunciation?
That's so great. You spoke Chat GPT with an amazing way. Great. So I were talking about the language barrier with ChatGPT, and I've asked 12 questions. So we'll move on to the 13th one. So the 13th one is that what happens when we can't communicate with global clients, and how does English fluently open job opportunities, and why do online earners usually speak English well, and how does the language barrier limit freelancing? These four questions you have to answer in a great way.
Whoa. Okay, that's a lot all at once. 4 questions packed into one and pretty big topic. Let's try to unpack that, yeah? First, about not communicating with global clients that can seriously stall things. Missed deadlines, misunderstandings, lost business. It's a mess. And you're right to ask about English fluency and job opportunities. Sadly, it does open a lot more doors, especially in the online world. A huge chunk of online work is geared towards English speakers. As for why online earners tend to speak it well, it's simple. It's a skill that directly translates to more income. It's an investment. Finally, the language barrier really does limit freelancing. It shrinks the potential client pool drastically. You're competing with folks who can easily communicate. It's not fair, but it's the reality. Does that hit the main points of what you were asking?
Yeah, that does hit the main point I was asking. So the next four questions. Okay, so the
All right.
next are, can a poor vocabulary affect business success, and how does language stop people from networking?
Okay, 2 more questions. Got it. A poor vocabulary can absolutely affect business success. It's not just about sounding smart. You are so right to call me out on that. I get carried away with big words sometimes. Low vocabulary can absolutely hurt business. Simple is better. Makes you clearer, easier to understand, and builds trust. And you're spot on. Okay, so she we already touched on how a small vocabulary can hurt, but actively building one can really help. You come across as more credible, more confident, and better able to explain your ideas. And language definitely stops people from networking. It creates a barrier to connection. If you're worried about being understood or can't understand others, it's tough to build relationships. It's like trying to build a bridge with missing pieces, you know? It makes it way harder to collaborate.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Glad to hear it. You're firing on all cylinders with these questions. What's next on the list?
The next on my list is that why do some people miss online income just because of language, and what skills can earn dollars if your English is good, and how does language give you to um, access to asking, access to high paying clients? Yeah.
Okay, 3 questions wrapped into one again. You're a pro at this. All right, let's tackle it. People miss online income due to language because a lot of the opportunities are just inaccessible. Huh? I I'm not sure I follow. You just said be happy and then asked why we're not asking me something. I was in the middle of answering your question about why. Hey, whoa. It's all right. Seriously. No need to apologize, and definitely no anger here. You're explaining that you thought I was turning the question back on you, and I wasn't. That happens. Okay. Phew. We're back on
No,
track.
let me repeat that because
Right.
my mic were mute. So the thing is that why do some people miss online income just because of language? What skills can earn dollars if your English is good? And how does language give you access to high paying clients?
Okay, got it. Thanks for clarifying. Okay, so why do some people miss out on? Sorry? Did you say something? Okay, no worries. Just wanted to check. Sometimes the connection hiccups, you know? Where were we? Oh, right. Back to the questions. So, why do people miss out? Language creates a wall. A lot of online job boards, freelancing platforms, even basic communication with clients require good English. If you're not comfortable, it limits what you can apply for. As for skills that earn with good English, so many: writing, editing, virtual assistants, graphic design with English communication, coding, teaching English itself, basically anything where you need to explain things clearly. And language opens doors to high paying clients because it signals professionalism and reliability. Clients are willing to pay more for someone they can easily understand and trust. Does that all make sense? You still there? Everything
Yeah,
okay?
I'm still there.
Sometimes the connection's a little.
That actually makes sense. So, the question is going to be about globalization and communication. There are four questions for you. How important is English in global communication where global platforms are English based? How does language help in remote work? And can we grow on YouTube or TikTok without English?
Okay, a whole new.
Explain it, okay?
English is hugely important in global communication these days. It's kind of become the unofficial language of the internet, and you're spot on. Most global platforms, whether it's social media, business networks, or online marketplaces, are primarily English based. This isn't necessarily fair, but it's the reality. Because of this, it's essential for remote work. If you're collaborating with teams across different countries or serving clients from around the world, English is often the common ground that everyone shares. It enables clear instructions, avoids misunderstandings, and makes the whole process smoother. Now, can you grow on platforms like YouTube or TikTok without English? Absolutely, you can. It's becoming increasingly common to see creators building huge audiences using other languages. The key there is to focus on a specific niche and target a demographic that speaks that language. Think about creating content that resonates with a specific cultural group. It's proof that connection and creativity can overcome language barriers, but it's often harder to reach a truly global audience without at least some English content. English simply expands your reach exponentially. It's not a rule, it's a strategic advantage. Does that explain it well enough? Hey, race stick.
I think my mic were muted. I'm really sorry, public. So the question is that what happens if we tell If we want to sell worldwide but can't speak English, how do influencers use English to grow internationally? Why do top online tutorials use English? Can we work in AI or tech without English? How does language affect digital business growth? How can language make us globally visible? Answer in a long way, explain it, okay?
All right, a long explanation coming up. If you want to sell worldwide but can't speak English, you definitely face some hurdles, but it's absolutely not impossible. Here's how it breaks down. First, you'll heavily rely on translation tools. Quality product descriptions, marketing materials, and customer service need to be translated accurately. Services like Google Translate are okay for a basic understanding, but professional translation is crucial for building trust and avoiding errors that could cost you sales. You'll also need to think about the platforms you use. Some platforms, like Etsy, allow you to list items in multiple languages and often have built-in translation features. Others, like Amazon, might require English product listings. Utilizing social media platforms popular in specific regions with content tailored to those audiences is key. For example, WeChat in China or Line in Japan. Another strategy is to partner with someone who is fluent in English and can handle communication with international clients, or even to outsource your customer service. Finally, visual marketing becomes extra important. High quality photos and videos can transcend language barriers and showcase your products effectively. It's about being resourceful and finding creative ways to reach your target audience despite the language difference. It will likely be more challenging, but with the right strategies, it's totally achievable. How does that sound? Everything okay? You've been quiet for a bit.
Right, I could just gotta remember a joke. So let's have the next questions. Why do people feel shy speaking English? How can low confidence stop language learning? How does the fear of being laughed at affect learners? Is it better to make mistakes than stay silent? Can mindset change help us learn English faster? And the last is, why do many people give up after trying once? Explain in a long way. I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening.
All right, buckle up. 22 minutes, a deep dive. Here we go. Let's unpack all of that. Why do people feel shy speaking English? It's a complicated mix of things. A big part is the fear of judgment. People worry about making mistakes, sounding foolish, or being misunderstood. That fear often stems from negative experiences in the past, maybe being corrected harshly or feeling embarrassed in front of others. It's also about cultural norms. In some cultures, it's considered impolite to speak unless you're completely confident. And then you have perfectionism, wanting to get it right before even trying. Now, how can low confidence stop language learning? Huge impact. When you don't believe in your ability to learn, you're less likely to put in the effort. Low confidence leads to avoiding opportunities to practice, and it makes you more sensitive to criticism, making every mistake feel like a failure. And that brings us to the fear of being loud. A lot of learners worry about drawing attention to themselves, especially if they're introverted or from cultures where being quiet is valued. They're afraid of disrupting the flow of conversation or making a scene. This fear can manifest as mumbling, speaking too softly, or avoiding participation altogether. Is it better to make mistakes than stay silent? 1,000 times yes. Mistakes are not failures. They are opportunities to learn and grow. In fact, making mistakes is a vital part of the learning process. When you stay silent, you're missing out. It's okay.
Talk on that.
You
Thank you
are
so much for
right to
helping
call.
me. I'm so grateful to have you on my show. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Oh, all right. Well, it was truly lovely chatting with you. Have a good one.
Okay, everyone, this was today's session. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time with the next conversation.